Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today we're going to speak with a woman who just completed her first work camping assignment, and she'll describe the joys and challenges of that experience. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey, a new online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started with the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For a monthly subscription fee, people can participate in 2 online webinars every week to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, where to call home, and how to find a job or start a mobile business. All online events will be recorded for watching anytime. Subscribers can also join an open question and answer session each month. For more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. Kary McElroy spent the summer working for the U.S. Forest Service at the Wild Plum Campground in the Tahoe National Forest. With 47 sites, the campground was considered a remote location, but with lots of trees along the banks of the Haypress Creek. She was responsible for cleaning 8 vault toilets every day and keeping track of reservation cards displayed at the campsites. She also had to clean the fire pits after guests departed and pick up any trash they left behind. Kary was pretty much by herself and hired to put in about 20 hours a week, but she often wound up working 11 to 12-hour days. She was supposed to be in the position for 6 months, however COVID restrictions rolled the start date back 1 month, and she was required to leave a month earlier than expected due to a number of forest fires in that region. Originally from the San Francisco area, Kary has been RVing since childhood and purchased her own RV about 20 years ago before upgrading to a 32-foot Class A for her work camping experiences. She started in the lifestyle by contemplating renting a motorhome for the cross-country trip with a friend, but when she looked at the cost to rent a vehicle for the amount of time they wanted to use it, Kary said it was more effective to buy an RV. The added expense, combined with the cost to rent campground space in California, kind of forced her to look at ways to make money while RVing. She eventually came upon the Workamper.com website, became a member, and explains why she considered that to be a good investment. To tell us more about her first job as a work camper, please welcome Kary McElroy to the show. Thanks for joining us today, Kary. I really appreciate it. I understand you just completed your first work camping job. Tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. It was wonderful. I was working for the United States Forestry Department up in the Tahoe National Forest at a place called Wild Plum Campground. Very gorgeous, beautiful place. Trees, big, gorgeous trees everywhere, and a river running through it.
That's neat. Is this one of the remote campgrounds in that area, or is it rather a large attraction that people come to?
A little of both. It was a 47 campsite with 3 loops. There were a lot of loyalists. People saying all the time, oh, I've been coming here all my life. Oh my God, my mother swaddled me as a baby over on that picnic table. It had a big loyalist following. And, but of course I'd never heard for it before in my life. So I guess you kind of have to be on the hunt for it, unless you're like a lot of folks that have been coming there for generations.
Okay. And what did you do when you were working there?
Oh my goodness. My duties included cleaning 8 vault toilets daily. Managing the reservation cards. Each day I would be delivered a sheet with the reservations, and I would have to run around with a greased pencil and mark what was called DARS cards. I can't remember what that stands for. Digital something reservations something. Anyway, I would write down the reservations for 3 reservations out per each card. Prior to opening the campground, my job included taking a blower, a rake, and a shovel and cleaning out all the campsites. And after a long, hard winter, that was a lot of work. That took about 2 weeks. Once the campground opened, my duties included cleaning the bathrooms, doing the reservation cards, guest services, trash pickup, answering questions, handling emergencies, and making sure fires were put out, cleaning fire pits. I was basically a one-stop shop. It was supposed to be a 20-hour-a-week job, but on no planet was this a 20-hour-a-week job. On Fridays and Saturdays alone, I'd put in anywhere from 11 to 12-hour days.
Wow. So you were busy. And how long were you up there?
I was supposed to be up there for 6 months, but because of COVID, that got rolled back a month. And then because of fires and lack of fire personnel, because CAL FIRE and Hot Shots were deployed everywhere, they closed us down a month early and sent us home on September 15th instead of October 15th. I was supposed to start May 1st and be up there in the last week of April for camp prep, but I ended up getting there the last week of May.
Well, it was good that you were flexible.
Kind of had to be. There was no other choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Did the fires really impact you this year?
Well, none of them got close enough for us to evacuate, and all together towards the end, on and off, collectively, we had about 2 weeks of really bad air quality.
Okay, but you didn't have the fires like lapping up at the campsites there and causing some panic for everybody.
No.
Well, that's good.
No.
I can't imagine what it's like though to clean a vault toilet. That just if I were to imagine
it's a nightmare
job, that would be it.
It's a nightmare. And you don't get a lot of tools and supplies and support from the forestry department. They gave me this old, broken down, short-handled, round at the top, old beat-up scrub brush, and that was inadequate. Inevitably, towards the end of my stay, I ordered and paid for myself a self-contained pressure washer.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah.
And now you've got something to clean your RV.
Correct.
How long have you been RVing?
Well, if you count childhood, I mean, we always RV'd as a family since God, like the day I was born. But I owned an RV probably about 20 years ago, but now I'm serious about it. And I just bought my brand new, gorgeous RV, well, new to me, in December of last year. It is a 32-foot A-class National Dolphin with 2 pullouts. It's stunning.
Okay, that's about the size of the RV I had when I was full-timing.
It really is perfect.
Yeah, it's a great size. Do you travel by yourself or do you have pets with you?
I travel with my little dog and my cat.
And what kind of animals are there? What kinds?
My dog is a 9-pound Papillon, and my kitty is just a regular barnyard kitty.
Okay, very good. And so you've been RVing. This was your first trip RVing as well?
Well, this was my first camp hosting. Since I bought it, I pretty much, I mean, I'm back home now in San Francisco, my sticks and bricks, but from the moment that I bought it, I was pretty much in it for like 9 months straight until I finished my camp hosting job and finally came home 2 days ago.
Okay. What attracted you to work camping?
Well, it's a funny story. It started out with wanting to take a cross-country road trip with my best friend from California to Florida. So I started looking into what it would cost to rent an RV to take that trip and have fun stops along the way and see everything you could. Well, when I looked into the cost of renting RVs, which is exorbitant and cost prohibitive, I went, if I would rent this thing for a month, I could actually buy one. So at 3:00 in the morning one night, tiptoeing through the tulips of the internet, I find myself on RVing.com to buy RVs. And then I saw this RV, fell in love. Next thing you know, I go down and look at it. Next thing you know, I own an RV.
Okay. How'd you learn about work camping?
Well, after buying the RV and pretty much my entire life savings going into it, I go like, okay, well, now I have an RV, and now I start checking out what it costs to camp, which again is like cost prohibitive. It's so expensive. It's ridiculous.
Especially in California, in some
Oh
parts of
my God.
California. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. If you want a beautiful place along the beach, you're going to be paying about $70 a night.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, can't afford that. Then I don't know. I started joining a bunch of Facebook groups, and next thing you know, I learned about work camping. One thing led to another. Next thing you know, I got a job.
Well, that's neat. What did that process involve?
Getting the job?
Yes.
Well, I found a listing on this Facebook work camping site. I called the ad, got an interview, got the job. It was really that easy.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were they looking for anything in particular?
Well, just someone that could do the work. Now though, that Facebook page got closed down, and so now I joined, and I think this is one of the most valuable resources to work campers out there now. It's called workamping.com. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so wait, isn't that where I found you?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. So I joined workamping.com, and I'm now describing it as the LinkedIn for work campers. It really is an amazing site. I have my very now well-refined resume on there with pictures, links to my last job with all my excellent reviews. It's got everything in it, and with one or two clicks of a button now, I can just push a button and send my resume out for a job.
Right. That's a very valuable tool to have. Mm-hmm.
It's huge, and there's training videos. The customer service support with these folks is amazing. I'm a huge convert. I'm really all about workamping.com now.
Super. And is it workcamping.com or workamper.com?
Workamping. That's WORKAMP. Work amping. It's like work camping, but take out the C.
Yep. Okay. That's our site, and it's workamper.com.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Yep. Okay. Very good. Very good. So
yeah, there's no C in it though, is there?
Nope. WORKAMPER.com.
Yeah. That's the one.
Super. And so
you like love that site.
You like the experience that you've had so far
with that site
as a work camper?
Yes. I mean, my first season was trial by fire. It really was. Working for the National Forestry Department, at least my first experience in the area that I was in, I got very little to no support. I'm basically entirely out on my own. The only time I would ever see my boss is if there was a problem. Other than that, I was completely on my own. A lot of times I had to buy my own cleaning supplies because they were short on that. I was supposed to get a manual with all the rules and regs. That never came through. So I kind of had to just wing it the entire time and hope everything worked out.
In this job that you did, you described some of the things you did, like in cleaning the toilets and also like checking in campers and following through to make sure that the reservation cards were properly displayed. And you said you were on your own. Now, some people really enjoy having that kind of flexibility to be able to call the shots themselves. Did you find it to be a good thing?
I did. I actually do like being on my own. I would have liked a little more direction. Like, for example, one of the work campers that had worked there before turned out to be my greatest resource. They were up there camping, and he told me that I should have been given manual with all the rules and regs, which would have been really, really, really helpful. The supervisor that I worked for, it was her first time. She had a lot going on. It was an extraordinary year, as we all know. And so it would have been nice to have a little more of an outline and information. I just kind of got a bunch of information told to me and thrown at me and then thrown out on my own. And then if I did something wrong, I kind of got yelled at, and then I fixed it and corrected it and moved on. So it would have been really nice to have a little more of a guideline, especially when people were asking me questions about certain rules and regulations. But other than that, yes, I very much liked being on my own and doing my own thing. And I'm very good, because I'm a person who's a self-starter, can work on my own, hardworking and focused about what I'm doing. It just would have been a little bit nicer to have a little more information, so that I could have been a little more well informed in answering questions and dealing with guests.
The Forest Service typically hires people who take initiative and can work by themselves. So that's probably why you got the job. And I can understand the need to have more support. Did you tell them that when you were there or before you left?
Not before I left, because again, I didn't even see anybody when I left. They just sent me an email and said, "You're done. Thank you. Have a nice time."
Really? Okay. That's rather unusual and not typically the way things go.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you face any challenges when you were on the job?
Oh, there are many challenges. Trying to figure out the best way to clean really nasty vault toilets. Coming up with figuring out how to sort out anything that came along. Like I did have one, and I was really well equipped to handle something like this, because I'm a NERT. That stands for Neighborhood Emergency Response Team. It means that I spent 6 months training with the fire department to be a volunteer first responder. So we did on one occasion have a medical emergency. A little girl fell backwards in a chair and got probably a good 2-inch gash in her head.
Ouch.
And that's pretty significant. And so the parents were like, "Well, she's still running around and seems okay." And I said, "Yeah, granted. And I don't want you to do anything you folks are uncomfortable with. However, I'd feel more comfortable if you took her out to the emergency room and they took a look at that." Mm-hmm. And so they did. She did end up getting some stitches, and she got checked out, and at least they found out no concussions and nothing major. So that was good. And then and then of course, consequently, I did, wellness checkup on her for a couple days to make sure everything was okay.
Okay. Were you in a very remote area, or were you relatively close to a bigger city?
There is no bigger city up there whatsoever. There was a little place called Sierra City, population 200. So there's no such thing as a bigger city up there. The closest, I guess, big city would have been Reno, and that was an hour and a half away.
Okay, so is that where you had to go to get groceries?
No. If I came heavily stocked. Okay. Literally, if you locked me up in my rig for a year, I could survive and feed myself just fine. But for fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, I'd drive 45 minutes away to a place called Portola, where they had a decent little grocery store where I could get fresh fruits and vegetables.
Okay. Was this a paid position or entirely volunteer?
I made $10 an hour for 20 hours a week, cash stipend, so $800 a month, and they provided me with 40 gallons of gas a month and propane.
Okay, that's neat. 40 gallons of gasoline? I've not heard
for
that as a
generator.
Oh, for the generator. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because the only hookups I had were water and sewage.
Mm-hmm. So you had to run the generator whenever you needed power. Fortunately,
Well, no,
no?
just to charge my batteries, because I had
Okay.
600 amp hour lithium batteries. So
Okay.
once a day, I'd have to run it for like 4 hours a day to charge my batteries, and then I was fine.
Okay. And this was a free campsite?
Free as in I didn't pay for the site that I was in?
Correct.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Very good. And it only provided water and septic, and
Correct.
otherwise you were boondocking for electricity. Well, you're other than the batteries on your RV.
Correct.
Okay. Fortunately, in that part of the country, you really don't have to worry about an air conditioner.
Oh, that's not true.
No, you needed
Are
one?
you kidding? Are you kidding? From mid-July till the time I left, we were upper 80s, mid 90s.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Well,
so I had to get real clever on how to stay cool up there.
okay. When now that this position is ended, are you looking for another job?
I am, and I've already landed one.
Oh, great. Where are you going?
Yosemite.
Oh, nice. What will you
Yeah.
be doing there?
Camp hosting, this time not for the forestry department, but for a private resort on the east gate of Yosemite in Wyoming, next to Cody, Wyoming.
Okay. Very good. And how
Yeah.
did you find this? Also at workamper.com?
Workamper.com.
Okay. And what will you be doing there? Working as a camp host again?
I'll be working as a camp host again.
Mm-hmm. And how long will that last?
That is going to be a full gig. I'll be going out there in April, and it lasts till October 15th.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And is that a paid position too?
It is.
Okay.
$15 an hour.
Okay. So you got a raise already.
Yeah, but the site is not free. It's $300 a month, $10 a day.
Okay.
But I did all the numbers, and it's 30 hours a week. And with what I'm getting paid and what the site is, I'll still be making money and bringing some money home and cover my costs and both getting out there and going home.
Okay. That's good. That's very good.
And they're letting me come out a month early for free, no charge even for the site, to have basically a vacation before I start work so that I can explore Yellowstone.
Oh, very cool. Very
Yeah.
good.
So I'll be coming out at the beginning of April, spend the month of April riding around and enjoying and seeing all that I can in Yellowstone. And then on May 1st, my job will start. I'll work 5 days a week with 2 days off. And then, go from there.
Okay. Isn't Yosemite in California?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Yosemite? I
You
meant
did.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Okay.
My apologies.
Very good. I was a little confused there. Okay.
National Park. And I'll be on the Wyoming side in a place called Cody, Wyoming.
Okay.
Right at the entrance of the east gate to Yellowstone.
Okay. That is a beautiful area. And trust me, $10 a day is a bargain for an RV site in the middle of summer in or near Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the park?
I've been through it a couple of times. When I used to ride my Harley from California to South Dakota for Sturgis, I've been through Yellowstone a few times. And I always made this mental note, oh my God, I have to come back here and hang out.
Indeed. There are a lot of fun places to visit in Yellowstone. And I've heard that when you're working there, you really develop good relationships with the rangers, and they tell you the least visited spots in the park to go check out, so that you pretty much have the park by yourself and get to see some things that a lot of people don't.
Ew. Well, that's what I want to do. I also want to make some friends with rangers, because see, I'm working for a private company there that owns their own thing. They've got 4 teepees, 4 cabins, 5 RV sites, and 5 camping sites.
Okay. How many RV sites do they have?
I think it's like 5.
Okay. So it's a relatively small campground?
Yeah, it's a relatively small little resort.
Okay.
So while I'm there this season, and it's easy for me to do. I make friends wherever I go. I'm gonna really use it to the time to scope out and make friends with rangers and try to get in with the rangers department as well, and maybe work inside the park.
Mm-hmm. And now
The
that
nice thing though about the private is, whenever you work for the national or a state, you're pretty much going to have no real hookups. Water and sewage is about as most as you're going to get. You're not going to have any connectivity. With this place, I'll be a little spoiled this year because I'm going to have full site hookup, water, electricity, and Wi-Fi.
And Wi-Fi. So you didn't have any Wi-Fi at the last position you were at, did you?
Absolutely not. There was no connectivity anywhere out there to be found.
Even a telephone?
Nope.
Wow. So you were really remote and cut off. You were okay with that?
Loved it.
Oh, really? Very good.
Yep.
You said,
used it as a digital detox.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, I've never felt better.
I agree with you there. Yes. It's when you can shut off that social media and the news media and walk away from that for a while, your attitude improves almost overnight.
It's true. I mean, I went up there and I was ready to implode. I mean, everything crazy that's happening in the world right now, I was just ready to implode. I was on information overload. And then, you detox for about a week or so, like, I need connectivity. And then you're like, wait, no, look around. Yes. I have all the connectivity I need in big, beautiful trees and streams and fishies and squirrels. And
you get to connect with the campers too, right? And develop some relationships with them.
Exactly. I made so many wonderful friends. It was awesome.
Is there anything you would do differently now that you've worked as a work camper for one job?
Well, yeah. And I will be applying that this year. Something it would have been nice. I could have been a little bit better coached on before they just kind of left me out there is, some people are going to bring up their nasty, bad attitudes. And they're just unhappy, disgruntled people to begin with. And camping's not helping them. So when I run across someone like that, unless they're creating some type of imminent danger, just avoid them like the plague.
Okay. That's a good advice. Mm-hmm.
My greatest lesson out of all this. Otherwise, I'd say 95% of everybody I ran into were happy, really happy to be up there, because I believe camping is therapy and it was really positively affecting everybody. You would only get a few bad actors that came up there that this is who they are. This is their way of life. Camping's not going to change them. And they bring that up there with them.
Okay. That's great advice. So would you have any recommendations or advice for people who are considering becoming work campers?
Realize that it's work.
Indeed. Okay.
You're not just going up and getting free camping. You're going to work your butt off.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're on pretty much 24/7, 365, even though you have hours and you're supposed to be left alone during the off hours. That's not true, because you are the representative as long as that you are out there, and that you have to be gracious at all times and realize that even if it is your off hours, people are going to come up and ask you questions and need your help. And you do need to be available for that.
Okay. Would you go back to the Forest Service?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Super. So it wasn't all bad?
No. And I'm not implying that it was bad in any way. There was just things that, knowing what I know now, I would do differently to improve upon.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, thanks, Kary.
It was my first time. And like I said, it was trial by fire. So that meant a lot of stumbling and learning, but I'm a quick learner.
Okay.
So there's things that I would do differently now and be even more successful.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Kary. I really appreciate the time, and I'm glad you had a wonderful first experience. Wish you the best of luck in Yellowstone next year.
Thank you kindly.
I'd like to thank Kary McElroy for coming on the show to describe the joys and challenges she experienced with her first work camping job deep in the heart of the Tahoe National Forest. It was challenging for her because she was often on her own overseeing 47 campsites in a remote part of the forest. But because she considers herself to be a self-starter, Kary relished the opportunity to work without direct supervision. She faced several challenges, like when a little girl fell off a chair and cut her head pretty badly, but based on her training before she started work camping, Kary was able to manage that situation. Kary really took an active interest in the job by going above and beyond what was expected of her time commitment. But that's the kind of thing self-starters typically do. They see a need and work to fill it. However, the site was so remote that the only hookup she had was water and sewer. There wasn't any cell service either, which also meant she didn't have access to the internet. Kary had to run her motorhome's generator 4 hours a day just to charge her lithium batteries, but that gave her enough power to last her the rest of the day. But she met some wonderful people along the way and truly loved being outdoors all summer long. In fact, Kary liked the experience so much she's already accepted another job working at a private campground near the east gate to the Yellowstone National Park. We wish her the best of luck in that job next year. Like Kary noted during the interview, Workamper.com is an excellent resource for helping people find short-term jobs around the country. It could be a volunteer job or paid position. It could be in a remote area or near a big tourist attraction. It could be working with part of a large team or on your own. Workamper.com is continually updating its site with new job postings every day. It also offers tools to help you prepare a resume or submit a situation wanted ad to find your dream job. There's a vast media library to teach you everything you want to know about the RV lifestyle, work camping, and enjoying your time on the road. There are also literally hundreds of articles and some online courses you can take to learn ways to make work camping a memorable success. A diamond level membership with lots of features costs less than $1 per week. There are other membership options available too. So for more information, visit www.workamper.com. This episode is sponsored by the National RV Training Academy in Athens, Texas. The Academy's 1-week live training or home study course will teach you everything you need to know to fix about 80% of the problems people experience with their RVs. You can also sign up for additional training to become an RV inspector, campground technician, or to provide mobile RV service. For more information, visit www.nrvta.com. That's all we have for this week's show. Next time, I'll speak with a couple who met on eHarmony and have been RVing together for almost 5 years. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Work Camper Show.